So you want to start streaming. So how would you start a new stream or channel in 2024 if you had to start fresh, right? My name's Rev with my own new stream setup, and I wanted to talk about that process for anyone else who's thinking about starting. I know it can be overwhelming at first because there is a lot to figure out, but I'm here to streamline that process for you guys. No, I don't want to sell you a course, and no, this won't be a series. No gatekeeping, no bullshit, one video explaining everything you'll need to know to start streaming today. And it's all for free. First off, what software should you be streaming with? There's a lot of options out there, ones that have built-in tools that OBS doesn't initially have, but they also take up a lot more resources. So if you're rocking a budget build like me, then OBS is just fine. Plus, once you learn the UI, you can switch if you want. So download OBS. Download OBS here for Windows. If you're on Linux or Mac, I don't know what to tell you. And when you open it, it's not going to look like mine, right? That's okay. Don't worry about it. Just relax. Stay with me. First thing we're going to do is go to your settings. Fix your settings so you don't have to ever mess with it again. We'll start in general and then work our way down, right? So you can change the theme of the UI here. You can hide OBS from the Windows screen capture if you don't want your audience to see it. Automatically check for updates on startup is good to have on. All the show confirmations are good to have on. Keep recording when stream stops is optional if you're going to be exclusively using Twitch VOD to save your recordings. Automatically start replay buffer when streaming will trigger a buffer that you can trigger with a hotkey that will record the last minute or two for you automatically. And the last one is optional. Source alignment snapping is helpful, but it's optional. You can increase the sensitivity here, snap sources to the edge of screen or to other sources. Don't worry about projectors. System tray is optional. It minimizes OBS in the taskbar if you want it that way. Always select always minimize here. Preview overflow means it'll show your source even if it's outside of the canvas cutoff, aka what the viewers will see, right? It's optional. Pixel alignment guides help but are optional. Importers we'll get to later. Studio mode will split your screen, your display, between your preview and your output, so it lets you make edits to your stream without them seeing it. And on to stream settings, right? Moving on down. So I recommend you guys multi-stream to as many platforms as you can. I mean, I only use YouTube and Twitch. You can use other ones if you want to, but if you're exclusively using Twitch or YouTube, you click that here. If you're on Facebook Live, you're a weirdo, or Twitter, you're a weirdo. What are you doing? But for our purposes today, we're going to use Restream, right? There's no overlay and there's no CPU cost because it's a relay service, right? So that means you stream to their servers and they relay your stream to other platforms for you. With the free version, you can only stream to 2 platforms, but there are more paid options. So now what you want to do is go create your handle. You want to put yourself on as many platforms as possible, right? It's free real estate. There are millions of people out there waiting to discover you. So you want a uniform username across all platforms if possible. Something short and sweet that people can remember, right? Once you've got your handle, go to the Restream, all right? Log in and get your keys. And then connect to OBS Zoom here. And then you can edit your stream titles there, and you can edit your chat here, right? Go back to OBS, select Restream, and it should auto detect, right? On to output, moving on down. Link below will be both YouTube and Twitch's bitrate encoding guidelines. Twitch's video bitrate is 6,000, but apparently the community has found it's hard capped at 8,000 actually. So if that's not true, blame Nutty. But Twitch's audio bitrate caps at 160, right? And YouTube's is 384 for stereo. 384 will take up a little bit more resources, so it's really up to you. And then encoder presets are up to you. Fastest will take up the least amount of resources while losing quality and vice versa, right? So choose your recording path and quality below, right? Encoder is up to you. NVENC is your GPU, and if you have 264X on encoder, then that is your CPU. Enable replay buffer sets your desired clip time here. So you enable that, and if you want it 2, 3, 4 minutes, shouldn't be above 1,000 megabits. So moving on down, audio. Your sample rate, you just want to go ahead and select your highest sample rate that you can. If your Audio is coming through your headphones. You want to select your headphones, or if it's coming through your monitor, or if you have speakers, you can put it through there. You want to add your mic, decay rate, fast, and sample peak is fine. This one uses more CPU, no need for it. Advanced on default, and hotkeys will be up to you guys. Just make sure they're not bound to any Windows hotkeys, right? Moving on down on video, you want to make sure it's matched with your monitor resolution, and the canvas is what you will see and the output is what your viewers will see, right? Hotkeys are up to you. Accessibility is up to you. And moving on down, last setting, advanced, right? So you want to change this process priority to high if you guys are experiencing any type of lag. It should be on normal. But another thing you can do is right click OBS in your desktop, go to properties, and go to advanced and run as admin. Make sure that's checked, and it will always make sure the process priority is on high, right? In video, choose your renderer, and you can choose below the color range. Make sure that's limited. Full range isn't even supported in most places. So in recording, you can automatically remux it to MP4 if you're in MKV. Stream delay, if you're starting to get the stream snipers, that's where you would enable this. For us, it's not a problem right now. Automatically reconnect, enable that for sure. Sources, enable browser source hardware acceleration for sure. And never disable hotkeys. All right. So now we get real and start setting up your scenes, right? So we'll set you up with 4 scenes because that's really all you need to start, right? So click the plus icon. I'm going to call it starting soon. You guys can call it whatever you want, right? Now it's going to go dark on me. Don't you worry though. All right, I'm going to add this desktop display. Boom, hello. Now we're back. Okay, so your canvas is going to be black until you add a source, right? So in source, we're going to add a background. So click color source, call it background 1, right? Now it's going to white out on you guys. I'm going to pick red though. Now we have our background, right? You guys can pick whatever color you want. So we'll click color source again. We're going to add a foreground. So I'm going to make it black. You guys can pick whatever colors you want. Make it 1000 by 1000 pixels, right? Same width and height, so it makes it a square. So now you have your foreground. We're going to make that invisible for you guys so you guys can see though. Okay, so now we're going to add plugins. This is pretty much how you install all your plugins, right? We're just going to do one just today because if I showed you how to install all the plugins, then we'd be here forever. You're going to look for OBS shader filter by Xeldro. He's the man. Shout out the man. This plugin adds a bunch of filters, kind of like Photoshop or whatever, you know what I mean? So we'll click download in the top right and look for the Windows zip. You need a zip software. WinRAR is free if you guys don't have one. Click in the file, right? We go to data. Yeah. We go to data, plugins, right click, extract to specified folder. You go to local disk, program files, find OBS Studio, and you're just matching the file path destination, right? So data, OBS plugins, data, OBS plugins. It's that simple. You guys won't get that pop-up. I already have the file, so that's why it's doing that. So next, go to OBS plugins, 64-bit, extract to specified folder, local disk, program files. Same thing, right? OBS Studio, match, yup. Boom. Now you guys have your plugin. So you have to exit out of OBS and relaunch it for it to work. But it should come back in here. Click, right click, filters. Now we're gonna add the plugin. It's called user defined shader. You guys can call it whatever you want though. You can rename it whatever you want. Load shader text from file, and this is all your different effects, right? We're just looking for one. Right now it's called circle mask filter, right? So that's gonna make our square into a circle, right? Hello. So if I show you the foreground or the background again, we'll stretch this to the top, make that fit, and boom. So you have your background, you have your foreground. Now we're gonna add a countdown timer, right? So we need to add an overlay. How do you add an overlay? Stream Elements is going to be your best friend. So make an account, log in with your YouTube or your Twitch. Go to Streaming Tools, Overlays, New Overlay, right? Okay, click the plus icon, click hover over engagement, click countdown. We'll put a countdown timer here. We'll make it 5 minutes. We'll change the text settings, pick a different font. You can make it whatever you want here, really. Stylize it for how you want your stream to look. You know what I mean? So, a bunch of settings you can mess with here. We're not gonna make it too fancy. You save it, call it countdown 1, whatever it is. Copy the URL, go back to OBS, browser, call this countdown 1. So you right click your URL, paste your URL, make sure the width is 1920 by 1080, so the full resolution of your canvas, right? Now you should have a countdown timer. Okay, so you can, I'm not sure if I've already said it, but you can hit Control E, and this will edit transform. You can do the same thing by right clicking, hit transform, edit transform, right? We're gonna add some padding in this to make it just a little better for us. It's 300 on each side. I'm crazy. Oh, so maybe that was too much. So 200 on each side. We'll make the top 100. Okay, so you can see it here. Add this back in. Boom. So now it's here. We're gonna resize it for you. Center it wherever you want. Resize it wherever you want. Boom. Right. So now we're gonna add our social banner. So any platform that you're on, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, any of them, you're gonna grab a transparent PNG or a GIF. I use Jiffy for all of mine, pretty much all of mine. You guys can use whatever you want. Just make sure it's a transparent GIF or PNG. Go back to Stream Elements, add new overlay. Yup, you already know. So we're gonna go to static image, set the image. We'll pick this one. We'll just do like 2 or 3 for you guys. Pick a couple of them. Alright, that one needs resized for sure. Bring that down. You can use the arrow keys to get it pixel perfect, however you guys want. It doesn't have to be pixel perfect right now, but I'm gonna make it a little better for you guys, right? Just so you can see what I'm doing here, what I'm cooking with. So now we're gonna add our handle, so static text box this time. And so your text goes here, you'll put your handle. Mine is Rev's Rain. Alright. So text, we'll blow it up a little bit. Match it over here. Okay. Blow it up, save. Call it social banner. Whatever you guys want. Copy. Go back to OBS. Add a browser source. Same thing. So social banner. Paste it in. 1920 by 1080. And we're going to lock these sources in the back. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Now you have your social banner. See what it looks like. We're going to go back here. Now we have our social banner, right? Click in, you can move it, drag it wherever you want. You can offset it, center it. Let's get it looking good. I'm just sparking your guys' creativity. You know what I mean? So next, we're going to add actually going to go to Photopea and add a latest follower, latest overlay, right? So free browser source. Photopea is amazing. Do a lot with it. Don't need Photoshop. Do 45 and we'll make the color black because our background is red, right? So we want it to pop up, show up. So you can make it just black. or you can right click, add a little border to it by clicking stroke, click in, position inside will make the pixels 4 pixels around, make it whatever color you want. Got red, and we'll go with the orange, why not? It's gonna be looking ugly, but it doesn't matter. For right now, I'm just showing you guys the process, right? So we'll call it latest follower. Yep. Go back to stream elements, new overlay. You guys already know. So add a static image, set the image, upload. We'll select the latest one. Submit this. Boom, blow it up. Now we add a label, sub, latest subscriber, right? Latest follower for Twitch. You do the same thing on YouTube. Like if you're doing it for Twitch first, you do the same thing on YouTube. You have to make a separate label, but yes, you just switch your account in Streamlabs, switch your account here, boom. Then you do the same thing, add the same overlay. But so we'll go back, add latest sub. All right, we can shorten that down. Latest sub, right? Text settings. You guys can make it pretty, whatever you guys want to do. Right now, we're not going to make it perfect. We're just going to make it presentable, right? Select a random font just to change it. Show you guys you can change it, you know what I mean? So we'll lock this layer in the back. Now we can only mess with this layer up front. Extend that out, save. So latest, whatever you want to call it, really. Go back to OBS, right? So show you guys. We'll add a browser source again. Latest. Paste in your browser source. (1920 by 1080). Boom. So you'll put it in the lower third, you know what I mean? It's just somewhere off to the side, just real casual, not in the way of anything, but people can still see it, you know what I mean? So we'll go back and add our other sources. Boom. That's how it goes. So next we're going to add the actual starting soon text, right? So add a text GDI. So we'll create a new one. Starting soon. Soon. Bunch of different fonts actually in here you guys can mess with. Bunch of settings in here you guys can change. Right now, we are not making it perfect. We are making it presentable. Right? Sparking your guys' creativity. Starting soon. And boom, you have your first scene done. Alright, so stay with me now. Our next scene is going to be our just chatting scene, and it's going to go a little faster, right? Because you guys already know the process. So you add your display by adding a display capture here, selecting your monitor, right? Next we're going to add our camera. So you hit create new. I already have one, so I'm going to select that one. Transform, flip it horizontally, drag it down. You can also, oh yeah, the first thing that's going to pop up is this properties page right here. You can configure video, mess with a bunch of different settings here, camera control, yada yada, color space, color range, limited. I would either leave this on default or 709, right? You can mess with that if you want to, but that's what I would leave it on. It doesn't have to be perfect for now, just presentable, right? Same thing with our mic. So add audio input capture. I already have one. You guys select your mic with the new one. Now, as a general rule of thumb, you don't want to be peaking in the red zone, right? You don't want to be in here. And you also don't want to be under around -55, -50. I'm coming in around probably -40 to -30. So that's just a general rule of thumb. If you guys want more info, Epos Vox is the audio guy for OBS. So go check out some of his videos if you want more info. Next, we're going to add our stream though. Our stream chat. So go back to Restream, go to chat, hit settings on the right. Again, you can mess with the appearance here, but you want to embed the chat in stream. If you hit the bottom one, that's just Twitch. The top one is YouTube, Twitch, or if you got the premium version of Restream and you're streaming to 3 platforms like Kick or something, this is the top one you hit. Right? So you guys already know this step. Go back to browser source, existing, call it chat. All right. So you paste in your browser source. You guys already know this step. You guys can resize it later, right? Doesn't have to be pixel perfect right now, just presentable. So we're gonna lock all our sources, and boom, we're looking good, right? So next we're gonna add our alerts. I'm actually gonna drag this cam up a little bit because our alerts are gonna go right here, right? Go back to Stream Elements, go to New Overlay, right? Already know. Click the plus, hover over Alerts, Alert Box. Alright, so you have follower alerts, subscriber alerts, tips, cheers, raids. I don't even have purchases on. That's something you guys can turn on later. Follower alerts, you guys are going to want to set an image and a sound that fits your guys' stream, right? So you look up, like go back to Jiffy, look up transparent GIFs of something that's going to fit your stream, right? For me, I already have something that is going to work for now. So we'll hit this, and then you can upload a sound. You want to make sure it's royalty free, excuse me. So look up royalty free music, sounds. There's a bunch of resources out there. Once you have your sound, I would make it around 20 to 30% volume. You can emulate it here and see what it looks like. Also, hold on, before you even do that, the alert duration is here. I would make it between 4 to 8 seconds. For now, we'll leave it on 7, just so we can resize it and frame it in OBS to where we want it. You can turn on text to speech if you want to hear it played back to you. You can mess with the text settings here, like if we emulate it now. You see, that's the text. You can change all the settings again. You guys already know that though. Here, text settings. What's new is animation, right? So I would do bounce in and fade out. It's clean as hell for 0.4 seconds. 0.4, not nothing too crazy. Now if we emulate that again, watch the difference. Bounces in just a little bit, a little something to it, you know what I mean? Fades out, clean. You guys can mess with those settings and change it to what you want, but for now, it's perfect, right? So you have your follower alert. Now for subscriber alert, we'll set something else, right? So that's what I have for my sub alert. Upload sound, we'll make a different sound for it. 23%, 7 seconds. Animation, same thing, right? Bounce in, fade out, click that up a bit. Alright, so sub should look like that. So you just save. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You have to do all your variations for subs, right? So you have resubs, subscriber gifts, community gifts. If you just leave it, it's going to be these default images and sounds. So go out, and for your resubs, you want something that's going to stand out from just your subs, right? So at 2 months, 3 months, you want a different GIF. 4 or 5, you don't have to have 6, 7 different GIFs, but something you can do is here, you see where it says required amount. After you get done messing with all these settings again, changing all these to where you want them, you duplicate it, right? You hit duplicate. I didn't mean to do that one. You'd hit duplicate and change the chance from 100 to 50 and the requirement to 3. So now every time someone is subscribed for more than 2 months, they have a 50% chance of getting either this GIF or your old one. You know what I mean? So make some different GIFs for your subs, your long-standing subs, sub gifts, community subs, and then you want to do the same thing for tips, cheers, raids, all that. Once you did that in Twitch, same thing. Go back to Stream Elements, go to your YouTube, right? And set up the same overlay, alert overlay, and do the same thing, right? Because if you just have it for Twitch and you're streaming on YouTube as well, you're not going to have any YouTube alerts for when someone follows you or for when someone sends a gift. Or, you have to set it up in both places. So once you've done that, save it. You can call it alerts. Alerts 1 for your Twitch, alerts 2 for your YouTube. Copy it. You guys already know. Go back to your browser source. Call alerts. Paste it in. 1920 by 1080. and boom. So we go back to emulate. Now we resize it to where we want, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, just presentable for now. And now you have pretty much your third scene. So we just have two more, or I'm sorry, your second scene. We just have two more scenes to go. So stay with me. Wait, I did forget to add our social banner, right? So we go back to browser source, add existing. I'm going to select my other banner, but select your social banner, and you want to add that above or below your camera so people can know what your handle is and where to find you, right? And now you're done with your just chatting scene. So next we have our gaming scene, right? So I'm gonna add a new scene, call it gaming, call it whatever you want, really. I'm gonna add a display. Hello. Okay, now we add our game capture. Make sure create new and make sure the window title matches, right? I didn't mean to do that, so I'm gonna remove that one. Just make sure the window title matches. So then you add your application audio capture. Make sure the window title matches. And that will be your Apex audio, right? And as a general rule of thumb, your game audio wants to be lower than your speaking audio, right? So in general, for most games, that's going to be between -30 and -20 decibels. Might have to tweak it a little bit here or there, but in general, that's where it wants to be. Alright, next we're going to add our cam in our social banner, right? So video, capture device, add the cam, transform, flip, and add our social banner, right? I'm going to add my old one because the new one doesn't look too good, right? Alright. Add it right on top or below. It's up to you. What we can do from here is add a group. Call it cam plus social banner, right? So if you add your social overlay plus your logic cam in the group, lock them both, select this, they will now move as one. Hello. Okay, so you have your game, you have your capture, now you just need your chat, right? So add browser, add existing, chat, boom. Put it somewhere on the right. Now for your gaming scene, you're gonna want to make it a little bit smaller, right? You're also gonna want to check in game to make sure it's not obstructing any visual cues or visual items that people may want to see. So it doesn't have to be perfect for now, just presentable, right? We'll keep it right here for now, and your gaming scene is done. So now it's getting real. Your last scene, it's optional. You don't even really need it, but putting it here for you. It's your NQ scene. So same thing, add a new scene, NQ2. That's what we'll call it. Add display, add your main display. Now we're gonna add your game capture, right? So game capture, you're gonna add Apex, right? For now, we'll just shrink that down right to the corner. You see that? Somewhere right here for you. Now we're gonna add our camera. You guys already know this process though. So here, actually, show you guys a better way to do it. Move logic cam. We're gonna add a group, add existing, cam plus social banner. Last one we just made. So now that's already pre-made in there for you. Just add that, add your chat, right? Browser, chat. You size that here. So your game is going to be here, right? Game's going to be here. Chat's going to be right above the game. And now we add our alerts. Add our alerts. Shrink that down. Right on here. Go to emulate this, right? Way too small for now. I'll resize it here. Block these so we don't have to mess with that. So one more time. All right, so now you have your gaming scene. So you have your camera, your alerts there. Oh yeah, I forgot you can add your latest follows too. So latest overlay. It was that one, I think. Right. Okay. So you can put that down below. I would put them in a line. Latest follows, latest subs, yada yada. This is just sparking your guys' creativity, right? But with this, that is all for your scenes. Alright? So you can mess around with the stream elements and chatbot for your go back to stream elements, go to chatbot. Chat commands, lots of useful things in here, right? All these pre-made commands for Twitch that you already have. You can go to custom commands and add a few. Alright, you can go to your timers, and this will every so and so minutes put out a new message, whatever you make it, pretty much. Your banned words, you can create a whole list of banned words so you don't have any hate mail, any Nazis in the chat. I definitely recommend it. Spam filters, I would just go ahead and turn all these on for sure. Now, the last thing you might be asking is, how are we going to add music, right? We need some type of background music. So I recommend Game Chops. You need some type of royalty-free streaming music. This is the best of the best, in my opinion. Game Chops, you have no copyright music right here. This channel here, no copyright sounds. Yeah. Okay. And you also have Stream Beats by Harris Keller. Stream. Whole bunch of royalty-free music for you guys to use in here. Basically, what you do, you go to a MP3, YouTube to MP3 converter, YouTube to MP3. Type that in. Use these top two. I use this one. Copy and paste your YouTube URL there. It'll download the video. What you want to do is go to Audio Mass. Super useful in-source browser audio editor. So you load sample file or load from computer, or you can drag and drop your samples here. So, but I'll just go back to here. Music, background jams. I already have these four. I'll show you guys how you want to do it. Right. So you add this one, add another one, add an existing. So now you have two, right? You, as long as you have at least two or three, you'll be good. So you select the area, the dead silence you want to cut out, right? In between, it's not really hearing much. Nobody's hearing anything there. You don't want it. So you hit cut selection. That's gonna cut it. Then you hit file, export, download. Download the file. It's in the same, should be in the same folder. All right, go back to OBS. Add media source. Now you add, call it. I already called it background jams. I'll add this existing one just to show you guys. And I have it muted right now, but if I unmute it, I had to turn it down, of course. But there you go. You know, just a little something. Now, if you don't want to hear it, background jams, that's, you go to advanced audio settings. Now you hit monitor only. If you want, I'm sorry. Monitor only if you want to hear it. You don't want your stream to hear it. Monitor and output if you want to hear it and your stream to hear it. Monitor off, I'm pretty sure that just outputs it, right? So, and with that, you guys have your whole scene. You know what I mean? So, no, this hasn't been a masterclass per se, but congrats, that is pretty much everything you need to know to start. You can go back and tweak the minutia and make it pixel perfect, but for right now, it's presentable. That's all that matters, right? I just wanted to spark your guys' creativity and be a resource for you guys, you know? They say you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for life. So, that being said, go out there and create, man. Put yourself out there. There are millions of people on these apps just waiting to discover you. You just have to put yourself out there. You know, there's an audience for everybody, and that's been pretty much proven by now. If you made it this far, comment "Wow, easy" to let me know you did, or leave some feedback. Let me know how I'm looking, how I'm sounding, all that. Also, create a link tree. You know what I mean? Linktree.com. Who likes clicking on 7 different links? You know what I mean? So, I'm a FPS variety streamer, shooter, if you will. Come check me out on stream. More resources down below. Bye!